Hello world, Patricia O'Connor and Frida Reba Dorsey here, and it is our hangout at Frida's place tonight. And what we are looking at is a very special tree for me. It is a 75 plus year old Japanese cork fork black pine, and it is a grafted tree. Very nice job done on the graft. It has really good nabari. It has pretty good structure. It is an older tree. They are a little harder to take care of, and we've had good and bad experiences with this tree. I'm pretty sure I nearly lost this tree going on like a year and a half ago. And since this time we started seeing some dieback here. I wanted to address that, but then we had a snafu and I almost lost the whole tree. And what I would have had to have done to put more energy and all of this stuff took a back seat to what I had to do to keep from losing the whole tree. So that went ahead and went away like it said it was going to. And the sad part about it is I was told that would happen if I didn't start thinning out everything else. And then all of a sudden I found myself in a situation where the tree had turned ill and was really in an energy negative state. And I couldn't do the things that I would have needed to have done to have brought the tree along. So now where we're at is we're at rebuild. The last year I didn't do the candles. We've been feeding the tree year round. It's been getting good sun. It's been getting watered regularly. It's been getting fed ball gold around the calendar. And now that all of this is gone, the time to make a decision as to whether or not it's a gin or dead air or negative space. And I'm going to opt for negative space. I'm also going to take advantage, well, this isn't really going to tell me anything. Sometimes when I cut off living branches off of trees, I want to bend them, sometimes even wire them. I want to see what I would have gotten away with. That'll give me better background on what I can do with the tree that I'm continuing to work on. That material, which is being cut off, can be bent and wired quickly while it's still in the same condition as the rest of the tree, more or less. And you can use that material to give you insight as to what'll happen if you try to bend and fold and cut and wire this tree. So what you see me doing now is I'm going in here and I'm just taking all of this away. What I intend to do is open this whole area up right here, open up the front of the tree, and I will go in with wire at some point, small light wire, and start bringing these guys down and the ones above them down like that and that and that. Just bring them down into here a little, and we're just going to open up this area. So what you saw me doing there to start is what we're going to just continue to do. I thought about originally using this to learn about gins. I thought maybe once I carved this back enough to get to the exposed wood, this is the cork bark, so it's got all this huge over fluffiness to it, which is beautiful, right? But I still know that there's going to be hard pine down in there. All right, let's come around a little bit more with it. But I don't really want some lightning bolt coming down here in the front, or some skeleton of what was. We're just going to take and clean up this, I'm just going to clean up this whole area, and we will We'll start anew. We will. We'll start it unless I create something unexpected and think better of it. But my intentions right now are to just clear this back off into here as cleanly as possible. And we're almost there. We're kind of going at it like nobody's business. And it's easy also to see that all of this wood is very dried out. It wasn't like there was a living vein in there that could come back at some point. This is all kindling. A little bit more, and I'll have a little bit more there. Well, a little bit more. There. That only hurt a little. Yeah, right. Okay. I'm not even looking at any exposed living veins yet. That little dot there, that little white dot that I'm looking at right now, doesn't look like anything that's about to weep to me. Don't weep for me. I'm already gone. All right. And so it goes. At 75 years, we gave up a limb. But we didn't give up the war, or we didn't give up the battle. This tree is on the rebound. Don't call it a comeback. It never left. And this is my 75 plus year old Japanese cork bark Japanese black pine. And yeah, like I said, I'll probably bring these guys down with a little wire. We could maybe make a program about it. We're not going to be bending any Cheerios or doing any of that fun stuff. But I would like to pull these branches down and pull these branches down, and then come down and pull these guys down. And it's harder to do this. It's harder to do this with cork bark trees because that winged bark will act like a fulcrum and cause the little hard piece of stalk inside of there will break more easily. So I've done that. Just did that on one and lost. So that is what we set out to do, and that's what we did. There's a little nodule here that's from past life stuff. I don't really have a problem with that. I'm going to leave that. And I'm going to leave this little area here that's raised up. That's all just all nodular and stuff the way these trees tend to do. So that opened everything. That opened that whole bit up there. That allows us to see the structure of the tree a lot better. I think maybe bringing this around some would be cool if we could do that. Bringing these guys around some would be doing that would be cool. Also, any shoots that come out towards this way or towards this way, we can start filling our, but that's basically where we're at. This is where we start over, starting now. Actually starting last summer when we knew we had this ahead of us. So yeah, that doesn't look so bad. We can live with that. We're in focus. Okay, yeah, we're in focus. Okay. I'm really happy with the color. The color is good. The growth is good. It needs to be tighter. I don't know that a cork bark pine of this age will allow me to do the candles and all that other stuff. You kind of got to start watching that once they get this old. So you don't do them every year. You and if you start having problems with them, you just take it on a year-by-year basis to see whether or not you do the candles on them. Going into this decandling season next spring, excuse me, we'll take that on a year-to-year basis is kind of what I'm saying. From now on, we'll take that on a year-to-year basis. But yeah, that's kind of the ins and outs. They are a little tricky to grow. They can have their little ailments and their sniffles. The mistakes I made with this tree was I didn't reduce the needles, and I didn't balance the energy the way I should have. I thought that I would do that more in a couple of years when I learned more about it. And as I didn't do that, the tree began to decide to get rid of some of its lower stuff. And then I was warned by a teacher, a very well-meaning teacher, that if you don't thin those needles and do your energy balance, you're going to start losing parts of this tree. And before I got a chance to take his warning and apply that to a lesson, the tree did some things that kind of had me going through exactly what it wanted me to go through, exactly what I needed to go through it to keep it alive. In other words, we were looking at, we can't even worry about that. We're just trying not to kill the tree right now. And I basically had to sit back and just watch that happen. So that's lessons learned. We will, then what did you do? Pat freaked out and over-thinned the needles on a couple of trees. They too will be better. They too will get over that. But yeah, this lesson we survived. The other lesson, which was the other extreme, we also survived that. And I will be better because of it. If the trees, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on those guys. But yeah. That's us. That's what we were going to do tonight. It wasn't really all of that, but it was kind of all of that. This is our opportunity to get this guy back in its best self. So I look forward to many more years of growing this particular tree, and I look forward to all the other little Japanese black pines, from seedlings to 1 year old to 17 year from seed. We have some of all of it, and I don't want to be anywhere near done with bonsai until I know everything I can possibly know about Japanese black pines. That's what I have coursing through my veins above all else. I do also have a soft spot for my ponderosas, but if you listen, even then, I kind of want to do things to them to make them a little bit more Japanese black pine-like, so I can keep them close without having to ship them out of town. About that front, I will be, it looks like I've made arrangements to ship my large ponderosa out to Northern California come mid or end of November for December, January, and February out at Peter T's garden. So that will allow the tree to be in a cold climate that it is more used to. It will shut down. It will do the things that it's supposed to do in the winter. And then I won't have to worry about running that tree into the ground. That also gives me the next following summer to see whether or not I want to try a couple of grafts on it. I mean, not summer, but maybe the spring, and try a couple of grafts on it. Because we just did some styling on that tree. And those of you who have done bends and folds on Japanese black pines, and you can see how they bud out after, you know, they bud out a lot after you bend them and fold them and wire them and stuff. It's kind of the same deal with grafts. They are a lot more likely to take after you've just styled a tree. And the longer time after you've styled the tree, the more that advantage tapers off and goes away. So that would be a good timing for there, and that's what's going on that front. All things pines, but mainly I'll always have both feet firmly planted in Japanese black pine territory, because I think that's kind of what, I'll look at that as kind of like what we're here to learn and what we're here to do. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you guys haven't already. I appreciate you and Frida. I know Frida, she tells me all the time she appreciates you guys. And our next video will probably be Friday night at Frida's place, and then that'll take us into our Saturday drops, and we do those Saturday things that we like to do. I'm not going to say I don't miss that branch, but I am going to say having that space open there doesn't totally make me sick. I can now very well see all of that branching and all of that trunk work, and that kind of looks pretty cool. And if I tip down some, you would have been able to see that the base of that tree is pretty nice as well. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching.